Greetings, passengers, and welcome on board today's flight with service from the beginning to the end of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. This will be a non-stop flight with no layovers to accommodate divine beasts. Our captain for today's flight will be the King's Pride, and I am Pippy in a top hat, so please let us know if there is any way we can assist you. We are currently next in line for takeoff, and we are expected to be in the air shortly. We ask that you please fasten your seatbelts and prepare your donations at this time. We also ask that your seats and tray tables are in the upright and stowed position for takeoff. Please do not turn off all personal electronic devices, as that may interfere with your viewing experience. Thank you for choosing Air Force One, and we hope you enjoy your flight. A what? No, what was that? So, this is a speedrun marathon. Why am I sitting in an airplane? Hi. Welcome to Air Force One. Hello, everyone. I believe our captain is ready for takeoff. So please fasten your seatbelts and prepare the runway. Here we go. Right, Pride? You've got this.
Thank you so much, Pippy. I am your captain, the King's Pride. I'll be piloting this flight through Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity for the next about 2 hours and 20 minutes. Now, I believe that we had a bid war for this game going, correct?
That is what I was told.
Do we have the results of that bid war?
Let me double check for you. Hold on one moment. There we go. Our bid war language choice seems to be French Canadian.
Let's go. All right. Sorry, that is my favorite.
It's also mine. So
let's go. All right, off to a great start. This is Age of Calamity. This is going to be any percent new game plus no divine beasts. That just means that we'll be doing all 20 missions that are in the game, skipping all the divine beast battles. We are a war machine. Many will perish. And in fact, so many will perish that I'm going to donate 1 cent per body that we drop in this game. However, chat, I'm a speedrunner and I can't count, so I'm going to need your help. So if after every single mission, we can keep a running tally of our kill count, it'll be at the end of the mission, so you don't have to worry. Now, with no further ado, I'm ready to start. So whenever I press A here, we'll start the timer in 3, 2, 1. Begin the run. All right, we are loading straight into this. So this is a Warriors type game. So that basically means that it's an action-adventure game. We're going to be killing tons of little enemies, building up to bigger enemies. This is Mission 1, the Battle of Hyrule Field. The first thing that you'll notice is that we have a lot of these text boxes down here at the bottom of the screen. Basically, those lock a lot of our in-game events, but we're about to try to do a trick here that will hopefully skip over a couple of those and give us movement options before we are done. So we are going to kill this moblin. We're going to head over down this direction, and we're going to try to clear out this outpost. I think that we'll be doing a lot. So that looks good. We should spawn the outpost boss right there. Kill him. Perfect. We are very close. Didn't quite get it. So if we had gotten to this point before that little capture the outpost text box had appeared at the right, then we would have gotten early tower activation. Basically, it would have forced a cutscene to appear earlier. Right now, all that we can do is waste a little bit of time before this cutscene begins. Unfortunately that we didn't get that, but it's kind of whatever. However, now we are going to begin the run proper. Our goal eventually will be to get to that bottom right island on our mini-map and to kill 3 moblins that are down there. So in order to do that, we have to capture these major outposts down here, and we'll be getting a little bit of help from our friends. So currently we are playing as Riju, who is this I mean, she's technically the girl behind the Sand Seal, but Patricia the Sand Seal is the one doing all the heavy lifting, and we all know that. She is used a lot in the early game because she's very quick. She doesn't deal too terribly much damage, but she does clear out massive amounts of enemies very quickly. So that's what we need in the early game where damage isn't as prevalent. Right now, we're going to be moving her into position for the end of the mission right over here. And then we tell her to stay right where she is as we switch over to Teba, who's a character that we use quite a lot in this mission. Teba, for reasons that I'll explain later, is honestly just an absolute powerhouse. He's a murder machine, as you can see right here, as we are doing these bow jumps to get a little bit of faster movement. He shoots out tons of arrows. Basically, if you're familiar with game mechanics, he has one massive disjointed hitbox, so you can do things like that, where we shoot big fans of arrows out, and he is going to just absolutely demolish our enemies. Then we'll finish the mission with a special attack here, and that should be mission 1 complete. Nope, we have one stubborn little man back here. Hello, Mr. Moblin. Please die. Perfect. All right, that is mission 1 completed. Now, I know that we're going at a bit of a lightning pace right now, but don't worry, it won't last much longer. Every single mission, we're going to have a nice amount of text boxes and loading screens in between them. So we'll have about 1.5 minutes of break time between the absolute breakneck pace of this run. And we're going to be loading into mission 2 right now. But Pippy, if you have anything to say, anything to add, we have 470 KOs there. So I'm going to add that to my tally, if y'all can keep up with me there.
Put that right on the docket. I would like to say welcome into all of the raiders who just joined us on our flight. We are today watching Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity as speedrun by TheKingsPride and supporting our community member and beloved friend Happy Bear in raising money for her to cover some medical expenses. So if anybody can find room in their budget to donate to our wonderful cause, that is !donate in the chat, and any and all support is welcome. Also, just you are welcome. Your viewership is greatly appreciated, so stick around. We've got plenty of fun speed runs coming up next, and if you've never seen a Age of Calamity speedrun before, this is how it goes the entire run. It's incredible.
Yeah, we're going to be in for a bit of a ride. We're moving into mission 2 here. So in the story of the game, we have just gotten a little emissary from the future in the form of a tiny little egg-shaped guardian, and he has told us about what's going to be happening. So this game is actually a sort of a alternate universe prequel to Breath of the Wild. If you like Breath of the Wild, if you like the characters that are in that game, give this game a shot. It's so much fun. The story is incredible. It kind of fixes all of the issues that people had with Breath of the Wild not having too much of a story to it. But we have our little Eggy Guardian who has told us that the Calamity is coming, so we have to go prevent it. So currently we are escorting Zelda through the Breach of Demise, and we're being chased by a big Guardian who has gone on a rampage and is chasing us down. So normally you can see this huge map down at the bottom right. We're supposed to go all the way around that. We're supposed to activate like stationary guardians to shoot the big guardian and protect Zelda. Yes, she's on a motorcycle right now. Don't worry about it. We'll be talking about it later quite a bit.
I am never worried about Bike Zelda. I'm just excited.
Just so excited for Bike Zelda. We'll touch on Bike Zelda a little bit later, but right now we are going to this big scary guardian. We're gonna jump up in the sky and we're gonna hit it with a bunch of arrows, and it's just gonna kind of die. So yeah, that was mission 2. It's not supposed to be that quick. That is the fastest mission in the game, by the way, by quite a bit. So that is 176 KOs added to our tally there. So for those keeping up, I can't count, but I think that it's around 646 at the moment. So that is $6.46 going to Happy Bear, 2 missions into the run. So I might have bitten off a little more than I can chew here, but it's going to be fine. We're not going to worry about it. Now we are moving into our 3rd mission. So there's a little bit of tech on the menus here. You will see these little skulls show up with the EX symbol next to them. Those are X monster encounters. Basically, one of the DLCs added in those. They're just wandering encounters gives a little bit of flair to it. It's a more difficult mission with a bit of rules added onto it that just give a bit more, a little more spice to your gameplay. But that can move us randomly around the map. So sometimes I'll be manually moving my cursor around the map to select the next mission. Sometimes I will just be choosing it from a menu, depending on how quick it is. But we are loading into M3 here. This is Mifa, the Zora princess. We get to meet our good fish girl. We'll see her a little bit later. We're not going to be playing as her right now, but we will be leading her around Zora's domain. So now is a great time to talk about Riju. So one of the major components of this game is swapping between characters. We're going to be giving them orders, telling them where to go, and multitasking all around the map. I'm also going to get pancaked by an electric Wizrobe. Don't got to worry about that. But Riju is incredibly quick, owing to her dash mechanic. So Patricia will drag her around very quickly. There's a bit of tech where we will consistently be attacking. That just gives us a little bit of a leap attack, makes us go forward a little bit more. In casual gameplay, you might notice that Riju is very difficult to control. She kind of like veers wildly left and right. So it turns out you can mitigate that by simply not touching the control stick. Pertinent to present company, I discovered that in the practice room at a in-person GDQ event with Pippy in a top hat here, as I was saying, oh man, Riju sucks. She's so hard to control. She drifts around the screen. Look, even if I hold neutral on the control stick. I love fate proving me wrong as soon as I say something.
The best speedrunning discoveries come from mistakes
and false knowledge. But here is Bike Zelda. She is our second fastest character that we are going to be using, but she has quite a bit of combat potential, so we'll be using her later in the game when we need a little bit more punching power. She's not quite as fast as Riju, unfortunately, so most of the time it's better to use Riju, and Teba is just such a force of destruction that it's usually best to use him in any given mission. That chest gave me an ancient memory part. Sad. I always hope that chest gives me fish. Just a little bit of time waster, waiting for these enemies to spawn here.
Wait, so this is based off of Breath of the Wild, not Tears of the Kingdom, so beating the game does not require an arowana, right?
That is correct. We do not need an arowana for this game. No medicinal arowana to heal Zora, unfortunately. Oh, I gotta finish that Flurry Rush before I can swap off that character. So as you saw there, Flurry Rushes are very much a part of this game as well. There is weak point gauges, which is a warrior's mechanic. Anytime that we hit a larger enemy, we are going to be wearing down their weak point gauge, and that opens them up for a big, fancy special attack that will deal most of their health and damage, especially with how powerful we are. We are playing on New Game Plus, which just means a completed file. For me, mostly, it's because I like the character variety that's in it. In New Game, you basically have to use the characters that are given to you. You can't, grind your characters midway through a speedrun. This isn't Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. We don't have an hour-long grind session. So we play with our fully upgraded characters here. It's a ton of fun in the early game because it's like popping bubble wrap with every single enemy. In the late game, there's a lot of very cool combat tricks that we have to do because combat in this game does get very difficult and technical later. But for now, we don't much have to worry about that. Teba, as I have already explained before, big old fans of arrows everywhere. However, there is a mechanic in this game where you can upgrade your weapons with what are called seals. Not seals like Patricia here, just like symbols. Patricia-chan. She is, but we have our symbols. For most characters, we will have attack up, or attack speed up, just to increase our DPS, get to our later stages in our combos a little earlier. But for Riju, we have dash damage up because she's always dashing, and for Teba, we have our we have aerial attack damage up because he is always in the air. But that is with that Lionel. Sorry, didn't even mention the Lionel. Lionels are chumps in this game. We we don't got to worry about it. But that is the end of mission 3. That is an extra 459 enemies on the tally. We're starting to get up there, chat. I might have definitely might have underestimated how many enemies we kill in this run.
Do you have a moment while we are in between missions to hear from some of our amazing passengers?
I absolutely do.
Because I have $25 here for you from Shadow and Cygnus, who says, "Vroom vroom, Bike Zelda goal for great success." Thank you so much.
Bike Zelda goal for great success. Thank you so much, Shadow.
Bike Zelda is indeed the best character in Age of Calamity, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
So good. Best Zelda character, honestly.
This is true. We also have $5 for you from Pendel Steven, who says, "First of all, hope the surgery will succeed. I've got full confidence in the doctors, but still, it's amazing what they can do." Indeed amazing. Much appreciation for doctors and all the good that they do in the world, and much love to Happy Bear that previous surgeries have been successful and that hopefully future surgeries will go just to provide or are continuing to provide this weekend will help ease that process. Thank you so much, y'all.
Yeah, big ups to Happy Bear. Honestly, Happy Bear is incredible. Every single time that like I've been in a voice call with her or I've like been in her stream or anything, she's been incredibly kind, just an amazing person. So I'm really glad that I can be here and help support her. And thank you to everybody, all of our wonderful passengers, for purchasing your tickets on this flight and being with us for this. But now we are in mission 3. This is Daruk, the Goron something or another. I forget the mission names. Not mission 3, mission 4. Again, speedrunner, can't count. Oops.
That's why I have a calculator.
Yeah. My calculator is busy right now, unfortunately. But we're gonna give our orders to our other characters there. So Bike Zelda has this overheat meter. You can see above my character roster in the top left. If that fills all the way up, we will stall out. I'll have to waste a couple of seconds to vent heat, and I will embarrass myself live on stream. So we're gonna try to not do that. We're gonna fire a salvo of bombs here, kill this fire moblin, and we're gonna say bye to Bike Zelda for just a little while. She'll be coming back later. Yeah, she'll be back later, but for now, we are gonna be sticking to our main 2 for the first bit of this speed run. Our ultimate goal here is there is a bunch of scary monsters menacing the Gorons. We have to take them out. Basically, we're going to be climbing Death Mountain, and eventually we are going to get to the top at the far right there, that long path, and we're going to take out a big enemy and meet a special friend while we're there. But on the way there, we're just going to be doing some bow jumps with Teba here, who really grunts when he does these bow jumps in French Canadian. Every single... Come on, guys. Thank you. No, okay, we're good. Random enemies can be extremely mean in this game sometimes. It costs you several seconds of just getting absolutely owned by them. But we're not going to worry about it. We're going to hope that it doesn't happen. The camera's going to go a little wonky here, just the nature of these small pathways. The game's not a huge fan of them, but we're going to shoot a bomb at this, clear this out, and head towards our next goal. Camera manipulation is a huge part of this game. We try to keep enemies off screen as much as possible just to reduce lag. This game works with out of sight, out of mind principles. So if the game can't see an enemy, it basically doesn't exist. That works for our allies as well, which we'll be taking advantage of a little bit later. But we're going to skip this cutscene. We're going to shoot a bomb, and Teba's going to absolutely demolish an Igniotalus. We're going to switch over to Riju for the last part. Now, we have one more instance of that trick that I mentioned in the beginning of the game. Initiating a cutscene early so that we can skip over some text boxes. It's the most frustrating part about it is that I'm not entirely sure how it works. There have been theories banded around, but not anything conclusive. But we're gonna take these guys out while this text box is on screen right now. So initiating that weak point smash should move Daruk's text along. Yes. So we're going to trigger. You'll see that the text box will be a little glitchy at the bottom. There we go. They'll just pop up in the middle of that that cutscene starting. So basically, that drops this bridge early, lets some of these text boxes at the bottom run while we are moving, instead of having to sit at that bridge for a while. We do have to sit at this gate for a while. Unfortunately, that's a great amount of this game. They really want you to read what's going on. They really want to communicate the in-game story to you, and that's really slow. So wherever we can take care of that, we do. We are just about ready to take out the final boss of the mission, though. He's right ahead there. You can see that big old lump. Igniotalis, we just hit him with a bomb rune. Bomb runes, incredibly useful in the beginning of the game. They do lots of damage, they hit weak points. They're going to take out a lot of enemies in one shot. Later in the game, less useful, but still. And everybody say hello to Gerard. This is Gerard. Did y'all know that Wizrobes have noses? I didn't know that until I played this game, and it's a little upsetting.
I don't like his nose.
He's got a round bulb. Like, I can't really talk about round noses, but like it's right on his face. I thought they were just eyes and a mouth, like a Jawa. Like he's got a whole face under there.
You never just idle in front of a Wizrobe in Breath of the Wild, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I skipped past the I was too focused on the nose, and I skipped past the enemy count there. So we're just gonna toss 400 onto the count there. That sounds about right to me.
Somebody in chat is counting 1,457 being our current count.
1,457.
That sounds about right.
That sounds about right. But now we are going to move right along to everybody's favorite champion from Breath of the Wild. I know it's Orcus' favorite champion. We talked about it at the beginning of the marathon. We are going to be going to meet Revali. And of course, Revali being Revali, the entire plot of this mission is that he's being a jerk to us, and he thinks that we're attacking him, even though we're literally just walking.
Yes, for anybody coming into us and joining as passengers right now, we are trying to add together all of the enemy kill counts from every mission, so that Pride can donate a single penny per enemy kill. Given how many enemies we absolutely demolish in this game, that's actually gonna add up pretty fast.
My wallet is crying. Y'all feel free to, if you're gonna join this with me, do a 1/10 of a cent per enemy. I 100% did that on the fly as we started this, and didn't realize how many enemies we kill in this game.
But we might have to make it work somehow. Maybe we can split it. There's another $1 right there.
Yep. we'll do it. We'll make it work. Yeah. I might pay in installments. I might take out a mortgage on my home. You know how it is.
Can you take out a mortgage on your home in Tears of the Kingdom, though?
You know what? I'll call the bank and I'll try it.
Do they have a bank in Tears of the Kingdom? I don't know. I haven't explored enough.
I meant my physical bank. I'm gonna be like, hey, yes, the bank that Pride uses. Do you guys do mortgages, right? So I have this really cool home, great square footage, entirely modular. I have this builder he does it so quickly. Everything's pristine. It is virtual, but it's very good. And so we are in Revali's mission here. Basically, we're going to be alternating, beating up a ton of Rito captains. The Gerudo and the Rito missions are right next to each other. Y'all, you gotta bear with me.
Oh, also, you're beating up Ruto. Isn't that one of the champions from, like, not champions, but the characters from
the sage from Ocarina of Time?
Yeah.
Yes. We're not beating up Ruto. I promise all the Ruto fans out there, all the Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition players who love Ruto, you know who you are. Feel ashamed. Just kidding. But we are going to be beating up a ton of Rito characters here, taking care of Revali's mistake. And sometimes we can dodge that little bomb right there. Sometimes we cannot. It is the bane of my existence. However, this mission is super cool because it is just a dance between, not there, It's a dance between Teba and Riju. We just go back and forth with the orders that we give. It's very satisfying. This, of course, this is the mission that tells us to give orders when we've been doing it since mission 1. But it is, thank you. I know how to change my character game. I gotcha. Thank you so much. But the music is also fantastic. It has the music of this entire game is fantastic. It has elements from like this song has elements from Dragon Roost Island from Wind Waker. It has elements from Rivali's theme. It has elements from Cass's theme too. It's like it's just masterful. Every single track in this game. But right now we're going to have to blow up some bombs to get wind gusts released to go higher. So right now we're going to see if we can do what I call bounce strats, where we're going to bounce high in the air and then jump down and then bounce. There we go. Perfect. That's just a nice clean little bit of execution that I love doing. You just press B, the frame that you hit the ground, and it looks like she just cleanly bounces up in the air. But now we're fighting everybody's favorite jerk chicken. Hi, Rivali. What's up, my guy? Have you ever considered a bomb to the face? No? Have you thought about it? My other favorite part is that Rivali's just laying on the ground, and he stands up and he's just like, I'm not owned. Pose. I'm good. I'm fine. Didn't just get beat up by a little girl with a bomb.
Of note, you also have been playing this entire mission on and off as Teba, beating up the other Rito. We are...
Don't worry about it.
I don't believe you're supposed to have Teba unlocked at this moment.
You're very much not.
But New Game Plus, all of the characters are unlocked, and you have a million more options.
Yes. And one of those options is the whirlwind of death and ruin that is Teba. So our tally is currently up to, if I have my number correct, passengers, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like 1,953.
That is what the passengers are reporting as well, so...
Very good.
All of the instruments are reading correctly in the cockpit.
We're a quarter of the way through this run, and we're already up to almost $20 for me.
If you've ever wanted to play a video game where you get to just own everything and feel so cool the entire time,
It's
then
so
I
good.
recommend either casually playing or speedrunning Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
So much. And if you casually play it, which I highly recommend you do first, and then you go, man, I want to play more of this game, guess what? I have a neat little route doc that I have written out for the any % New Game Plus route, just free on speedrun.com for you to peruse. So if you're ever interested, and as well, I would love to teach anybody this game. I love talking about this game. I love playing this game. This game is what got me into speedrunning in the first place, because I was just like, I want to play more of this very cool game, which I feel is a lot of the speedrunner origin stories. So yeah, just message me like on Discord. I stream this game sometimes on Twitch, trying to stream it a little bit more now. I've just renovated my stream layout, so pretty much like lasering into doing that a bit more. But it is an incredible game. But right now, again, we're beating up Gerudo. This is the second mission in a row where we beat up an allied faction. Why is Urbosa trying to have us killed? It's wild. It's so out of character. Urbosa's so level-headed. She's not like Rivali, who sucks. She's yelling at her soldiers. They're all questioning her. It's what's going on? But we are assaulting Gerudo Town. We technically first men in Gerudo Town. I think we just breached the walls. Don't worry about it. But we get up here, and we are going to... Oh, there she is. Wow. Sorry for skipping that, but it's the Yiga clan. It's always the Yiga clan. This mission introduces us to the Yiga clan as an enemy archetype. They will be around for about the first half of the game. They are very irritating. Their big enemies like to teleport around and hit us with pancake attacks, which are anything that just kind of knocks us to the ground. But right now we're going to have to take out these 3 Yiga Blade Masters that are occupying the pancake attack. There we go. They just teleport underneath you and take you out. But we have to take out these 3 Yiga Blade Masters. Eventually, however, our ultimate goal is to take out Master Koga. So he is treated as a boss enemy. You can see him in the upper right. There is a little enemy skull symbol there. So that is our eventual goal. We'll be busting through them. They are very tricksy and trapsy, so they keep on like changing the map, blocking off routes. So right now we have to take care of them. We need to make a loud sound and summon a Molduga to scare the pants off of them. Not literally. This is a, I believe, PG-13 game.
So we don't have as many outfit options as we do in Tears of the Kingdom. Got it.
That is correct, yes.
That's what I heard right there.
Yes, well, we don't take the pants off the Yiga clan. We can take the pants off Link, but we're not going to. We don't have to start with him wearing just his little biker shorts, so we can take full advantage of the whole Breath of the Wild wardrobe in this game.
Yeah, shoutouts to Link's outfit, which we will see.
We will reveal Link's outfit in the next mission. In fact, we will see that. So stay tuned, passengers. All right, now we get to play as Urbosa for a little bit. Unfortunately, Urbosa is not quick. She's not. She's pretty powerful, but not in a standout manner. So unfortunately, that's all that we will see of Urbosa this whole mission, or this whole run. I used her pretty much throughout my entire playthrough of the game. She's great. She has fun mechanics. Every single like character in this game has super fun mechanics. I don't think that there's like one that will not speak to somebody. There's a couple that are dubious at best. We'll talk about him later. Hims,
oh, no.
honestly.
Oh no.
But that won't be till mission 9, I believe. Mission 8, maybe?
Are we talking about the character I think we're talking about?
We're probably talking about the character you think we're talking about.
Oh no.
But here is Master Koga. So we're going to jump in straight with a special attack. So special attacks, you can see this yellow gauge underneath my hearts. And yes, I do have a lot of hearts. New Game Plus affords you a certain amount of safety for this run. We're pretty much never going to worry about dying. But every single minor enemy that you defeat will contribute to that bar, and then you can use the A button to unleash a big ol' attack, which does a good amount of damage and then also opens up enemy weak point gauges. But we have taken out Master Koga, fully embarrassed him, foiled his plans of taking over Gerudo Town, and we are going to be moving on into Mission 7. That is 122 added to our total. We're up to.
Wait, was that kills or rupees? I think you added on rupees.
Did I add on rupees? What does chat say?
Chat says your total should now be 2,438 kills.
2,438. We're gonna trust chat.
That's a dangerous move, but I'm here for it.
Yes. So you can see right now we have red sky. Oh, we have red skies, which means we have a blood moon. So you can see that symbol over where we just were. So blood moons are a extra mechanic in this game that make sure I have the right mission. Yes, we do. They are a risk reward mechanic. After you get to a certain point in the game, they will increase the power of enemies, make them much tougher, and deal a lot more damage, but you get greater rewards out of it. Unfortunately, tougher enemies means longer to kill, which means very slow. So blood moons are entirely random. They will just kind of pop up whenever. So we hope that they don't appear in our in our way. Sometimes they'll appear on the mission that we just cleared and give me an absolute heart attack. So, but if we have any blood moons, it just adds a couple of minutes onto the run. I have a backup strategy. But we are loading into the Yiga clan attacks here. So the first thing that we're going to do is switch over to Teba. We have to break out of this little town here. The Yiga clan has trapped us. They are trying to take out Zelda because they know that she is the secret to defeating the Calamity, and of course they worship Calamity Ganon, so they want all of his plans to be fulfilled. They want the Calamity to happen, even though we are trying to prevent it from going through. So we just have to take out these two Blade Masters, hope that Riju's not turned around, which she absolutely is. If you do not give your characters orders in the beginning of the mission, they'll just kind of wander around and fight random enemies. Characters that are not being controlled fighting do such minuscule damage that it is not helpful to us in this context. So all of our utility with characters will be taking them over. However, characters moving about the map passively does save us a decent amount of time. So our orders do quite a bit of heavy lifting in terms of reducing our time. And if I don't get my orders correct every single time, they can cost us a decent amount of time as well, just from enemies wandering. So we want to take out this blue moblin. The game is currently lying to us. They're telling us that 2 moblins on either end of the map are assaulting the town. That's not actually where our focus is. It's going to be on these 2 blue moblins that are taking out our garrison here. So we are just going to take them out before the game even tells us that there's an issue. So you see that success there. That is, Mifa just informed us that there are enemies in the garrison. We can move forward. That if we go to this gate and wait for it to open before that highlighted captain's text box is there, it just will not open. We have to be right in front of the garrison for that to move forward. Don't ask me how I know. The answer is losing time, as always. Kind of the easiest way to learn how speedruns work is by losing time whenever you mess up. So we're going to take out this ice moblin, another one that if we don't get our orders right, it can absolutely mess us up because it'll just wander around and get way away from us. Blew ourselves up there. That's fine. But once again, this game is sort of at a breakneck pace, but whenever you're speedrunning it, if you're not explaining it as I am, you can just kind of hit a flow state once you know what to do. I find this game is like really kind of relaxing to speedrun at the the non-vital parts, just because it is like, it's like bubble wrap. You're just killing so many enemies. You're taking out these big threats. It is truly so much fun. But right now we are trying to get into the enemy stronghold. We're going to bust open these 2 outposts right here. So we're hitting a point in the game where we don't really want to do weak point smashes too terribly much because they take a lot of time. Usually using a bomb rune at this point in the game or just comboing them with regular attacks does the trick. Right here, I'm going to try to make sure that I get a full special gauge off of these guys. Not quite. Oh, come here, guy. There we go. All right. We would be waiting for those text boxes to go anyway, so taking the couple of extra seconds there. Oh no, a Hinox, we have been tricked. What a terrifying enemy that you might all know from Breath of the Wild. It's dead. So I mentioned earlier that Lionels are chumps. Hinoxes are barely even roadblocks. In this entire game, we're gonna see a Hinox and it's just gonna go gone. But,
I think it also might be worth noting that in a casual context, mid-air attacks deal damage directly to weak point gauges.
yes, they do.
90% of Teba's attack is just in mid-air, so yeah, he shreds those big enemies extra fast.
Yep, him and Mifa, which we will be seeing later. But here's Link. We have him in our wonderful Gerudo Vi outfit, but he has his mask up because, of course, Link is COVID safe and conscientious.
Listen, when you're interacting with this many Yiga clan members, you can't be too safe.
That's true. They're masked up. We've got to be masked up too. But Link is just an absolute powerhouse in this game, as of course he should be. However, he is not very quick in movement speed, so we're not going to be seeing him until the final 4 missions of the run after this. but that is 705 more KOs added to our list. We're up to 3,143, I believe.
That is what my math has. I do have some quick news for you on that
news.
front, though. We have in a $5 donation, thank you so much, from Heidi PhD, who says, "Love you, Pride, but you cannot mortgage the house. However, however, in support of Happy Bear, I will match your donation of 1 cent per kill. Kill those enemies, my son, as long as you say thanks, Mom."
Thank you so much, Mom. That's my mom. She's amazing. She supports my speedrunning so much. Right now is the first time that we are swapping our characters around, so we want to... Thank you, Hestu, for that addition. We want Teba in our first slot, and we want Zelda to be in our third. We do not want Link in this mission, or else we will be forced to use him at the end, and he is a little bit slower than Teba at this specific task. So we are going into freeing Korok Forest.
As we just saw in the menu, do you want to enlighten us as to the specificity of this category as opposed to just doing an any % new game plus route?
Yes, so in this category, we are skipping all the Divine Beast battles. In casual play, they are so cool. It's like you get to pilot the Divine Beasts from Breath of the Wild. You get to see them in all their glory. You kill like thousands and thousands of enemies in each Divine Beast battle. It's a massive power trip. It's honestly incredible. Like, I love doing it in casual, and in a speedrun context, it is miserable. They are basically big auto-scrollers that are very easy to lose time on. So to make this a little bit more marathon friendly and a little bit more fun to run, we have cut out those Divine Beasts. But right now, we have to escort Hestu through this this little mission here. This is our first escort quest for real. Mission 2 was supposed to be one, but we kind of demolished that. But the best part about this escort quest is that it's not actually an escort quest. If we just kill all the enemies in our way, then it opens up the way for us quicker. So thankfully, we don't have to listen to Hestu and his squeals in French that often.
What, you don't like hearing?
I'm not a fan. Hestu is one of the characters that we are forced to use. There are some locked character slots in some missions. He's supposed to introduce us to our 4th character slot, like open up all of our options and everything. He is one of those characters that it's like, I don't know a lot of people who enjoy playing as Hestu. He's got his maracas there, as you can see. That's his weapon. And he summons Koroks to do his bidding. It's a little sinister now that I think about it. But they just like show up and drop rocks on people. Like it's a little crazy.
Okay, to be fair, that's what I've been doing to Koroks.
They do get their they get their
a long time.
They're getting their revenge on everybody who just drops the rock back down on their head. It makes it go. It's Pippy can do it much better than I can, but there's, you know, the rhythm that every single Breath of the Wild player knows.
Ah, yes, of course.
There it is. It's
and
perfect.
You get a rock dropped on your head, and bye-bye, Korok.
Bye-bye, Korok. So here in this mission, we need a mix of speed and enemy clear, which is another reason why we don't want Link in here, because again, he does not navigate areas very quickly. So we have our 2 speedster characters here, and Korok Forest is very narrow, so this is kind of the drawback to our speedier characters, is that in a lot of these narrower passageways, it is more difficult to navigate with them. I told you where to go. Okay. Thank you, Hestu. But we're going to be using a good bit of Bike Zelda and a good bit of Riju here. We're going to move Bike Zelda up a little bit so that she hopefully starts moving. I put her in the wrong section. There we go. Very glad that I discovered that early and not late. But Riju's rampage mechanic makes her run into walls a lot, and there's a lot of little edge bits of geometry in this mission which can snag us very easily. So if we get through here without any snags, we can... There we go. That gate is one of the biggest offenders that we will be in business. So we're going to be running down here with Riju very quick, and Riju and Zelda just like passively mow down enemies very easily. Which is making me a little nervous for my kill count here. We're at 126 already? All right.
Riju is a little too effective at her job.
Riju, please, I don't want to go broke. My mom said I can't mortgage the house, please.
Was that just the real house? What about, did we get any confirmation on your Tears of the Kingdom house?
Yeah, my Tears of the Kingdom. My Tears of the Kingdom.
Is that allowed?
It's the more important one.
Heidi.
Please. But now we're going to be speeding along with Bike Zelda here. Again, watching that overheat mechanic, we can see that she starts to physically turn a little yellow whenever it starts to climb up there. A lot of the time, I am going to just be watching her for that yellow shade when it gets a little too intense. It is a riskier strategy, but it helps us not just run straight into walls in this mission. Bike Zelda is very good at moving straight forward, but of course, being on a bike, she just kind of pivots whenever she moves, so it is a little hard to get her around things. I'm gonna hit that Urbosa right there, and then we're gonna make sure that we press A with this rune right here. Hestu actually can have a lot of difficulties fighting this Mifa Hollow, so we're gonna hit A. There we go. So he just drops a giant block of ice on her head. It does a lot of damage, and now we can... Hi, guys. We got the whole gang squad. The whole gang squad's joined. Allez.
Yes, shoutouts to the French Canadian that won the bid war. This is the best language.
It is.
We need to pay more attention to when Riju is riding along after Patricia, and you hear many a Madame Patricia!
Many. And it's very funny. So people might ask, oh, do you do French Canadian all the time because it's faster? No, I do it because it's funny. The text boxes at the bottom are the major like speed limiting factor in this game, and they populate instantly. It doesn't really change the amount of them for any of our languages. So audio language does not change anything. It's completely divorced from our visual language. And I keep the visual language in English because I need it for cues sometimes.
We do have a question from chat about, does Hestu have a Pura pad? I believe it's probably...
Every single character has a Sheikah State in this game.
That is just every character has special attacks using that.
Yes. Every single character can use all 4 runes from Breath of the Wild. All of them do different things. The only one that's not super useful for most characters is Magnesis. That is only not the case for our very special secret character that we'll be having later in the run. But yeah, they all do different, like have different mechanics. The amount of attention to detail that went into the creation of the characters in this game is frankly absurd sometimes.
Pura pads don't exist yet, except for the one that exists in the past.
That's correct. Unknown if the Tatko timeline still happens in this game. I'd like to believe that it does, but, you know, who knows?
Listen, the story to this game casually is very fun. It's a very good time, and I highly recommend it. It doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense when put together with the Breath of the Wild timeline, but that is okay because it's in the name of fun.
I mean, it's a time travel story, right? Which, like, Zelda's no stranger to those. So if you're familiar with other Zelda time travel stories, it makes about as much sense. Take that as you will. But now we are on the road home besieged. This mission is, you were supposed to have gotten the Master Sword in the last mission as you freed Korok Forest, and this mission only gives you 1 character. You're intended to take this with Link, so that you can just treat every single enemy in this game like bubble wrap and play around with your new toy. So basically, we're going to be clearing out all of these strongholds as we move forward. we can now talk about the mechanics of clearing strongholds. So a lot of the times they will have this health bar at the top of the screen right there. And then whenever that health bar goes down a certain way, the stronghold boss will spawn, which will be a larger version of the enemies that are already in the stronghold. And you need to defeat that stronghold boss to take over the stronghold. But a fun little addition in this game that I don't believe is in the previous Hyrule Warriors is if there's already a large enemy like this Black Moblin, he counts as the stronghold boss even though he's already in there. So we don't have to focus on the small enemies at all. This is also a very quick game or a very quick mission because we just blitz straight through all of our enemies here. And Teba combat is very, very fun. So a lot of the time we will be using this aura that we are charging up. These are his bomb arrows. We just passively hold the R button. Every single character in this game has a mechanic that is mapped to the R button. For Teba, it is the charged arrows. For Riju, it's the dash. And for Teba, that just releases a huge fan of arrows, which is counted as an aerial attack. So his aerial attack seals also affect those, and they deal a ton of damage. We're going to go up here. We're going to line up his special attack and hit both of these Taluses at the same time. I missed one. I haven't missed that Talus in a long time. Don't worry. We have plenty of special attack meter built up. We're all good.
SMH missing a single trick in a marathon run.
Oh, how will I ever cope? We've been thinking about this for months. But that is the road home besieged. It's another 695 plus 695 added onto our tally. I believe that we're up to 4,050 enemies right now.
That is what my calculator says as well.
Okay. We're not even halfway through the run yet.
It's a lot of enemies.
A lot of enemies. You kill a lot of enemies. I was like, do we do like the amount of bomb runes that we fire off or the amount of enemies that we do? And I was like, 10 cents per bomb rune. That might get a little far up there. We're going to do a cent per enemy. I am not a smart man.
It's for a good cause.
It's for a great cause.
Reminder, everyone, that we are smooth sailing through clear skies here on Bear Force 1 in support of covering some of our lovely community member and dear friend Happy Bear's medical expenses. So if you can spare any money in your budget for this worthy cause, please !donate in the chat. And hey, you can make me say whatever you want, including more Korok noises. Or link noises.
Link noises, QQs.
I'm open for anything you got. But thank you so much, everyone, for flying with us today.
Yep. Thank you all so much. It means a ton to all of us here. We're so happy to have your support, and just viewing is enough support. If you don't have anything to give, if you can spare anything, we would love to have it. But again, any amount goes to helping Happy Bear. It's a fantastic cause. But now we are in Mission 10, Akala Tower. Did not know that it was pronounced Akala until I played this game. But there's our little egg boy. There he is. Terrico! There's our cute egg friend. I want a plush of this man. After this run, I might not be able to afford one for a while, but we'll see.
I will make you one. I will craft you a Terrico.
He's just a little eggy lad. But Terrico is revealed to have in Mission 2 it's revealed, but in this mission, he can activate some of these deactivated guardians to blow through every single one of these barricades that the Yiku clan have put in our way, that Teba absolutely could not just fly over. Definitely couldn't do that. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not like it's wings.
I mean, Teba doesn't have the same ability as Rivali, nor does he have the same ability as a Pinecone. So
That's
apparently, going up that high is I've never heard of that.
It's impossible. He carries no pine cones on him. The fool! The utter buffoon. So now we're going to do a little bit of preemptive outpost clearing. We're going to discover our next blocked bridge. So our eventual goal is going to be to get up into Akala Tower, to seize that tower, that Sheikah Tower right there, so that we can activate fast travel for our entire army and hopefully make Hyrule a little safer and prevent the Calamity from happening. But to do that, we have to power up these little blue furnaces so that Terrico can get enough little bit of energy drink so that he can whistle his dang old little heart out. He works so hard, my precious egg son.
He's so cute.
He's adorable. There is this game story, by the way, it has many great emotional beats. There is a moment where Princess Zelda is like kind of freaking out in the story. She doesn't know what to do. She's feeling very unsure of herself, and Terrico just like walks up to her and starts like whistling Zelda's lullaby, and I cry every single time. It is incredible. Like he's her emotional support egg, and he's perfect.
Sometimes everyone needs an emotional support egg.
Truly. So now we know where we have to be. We have sent all of our fighters to there. So right now we're just kind of gonna sit here for a hot second, waiting for some text boxes to go by while the characters discuss what we're doing. Pippy, what's your favorite character in this game?
My favorite character is Zelda, but only when she's on a bicycle.
That's okay. Sorry, unfair question. That is the best character in the game.
Yes.
What is your second favorite character in the game?
Mipha.
Mipha.
Did I say it correctly this time? I don't know what answer you're looking for, but this is the honest answer. Is I love Mipha.
Yes, Mipha. Well, we might be seeing a little bit of Mipha later, whenever we return to Akala Tower.
Hey, look, Zelda on a bicycle.
Hey, look at Zelda on a bicycle. She's so cool. I haven't shown off any of her combos yet. Her like moves here, they're insane and very fun. We'll see those a little bit later in the game when we have to actually do some combat with her. But for right now, we're
such a good decision on the developers' part that like instead of getting the Master Cycle for Link, who already has so many outfit options and so many combat options,
all of the outfit options, yeah.
Link does not also need a motorcycle. Zelda needed a motorcycle.
The only misstep is that she was not given a leather jacket.
Oh yes.
Leather jacket, aviator shades, would have been perfect. Missed opportunity, Bandai Namco. But now we have cleared our way onto the bridge. We can have Terrico activate that Guardian who is lying in wait in there. So of course he's going to get up, and this Guardian's going to blast the Yiga clan that's holding the door closed. He's going to bust through the door, and it's going to be amazing and cinematic. And he's going to look at him. He's getting up. He looks very confused. It's a very confused looking Guardian. And they just run away. And he just well, there he is. And he's just gonna go back to sleep. He's very tired.
Night night.
Good night, sweet Guardian. Ale. So this enters the end game of this mission. We are going to have to hunt down Suga. He is that big ninja right there. Definitely not based on Lu Bu from Dynasty Warriors. Certainly, yes, Dynasty Warriors. Definitely not that character that every single Warriors games has to have in it. But we're going to fight him 3 times. We're going to try to jump. Ah, dang it, we missed. I mean, the door's not open yet. We got time. We have another one, so we're going to try to jump over. There we go. Perfect. Stair skip, that saves no time. That is just swag.
There was a little tiny Korok friend on the side there.
Oh yeah, you can find Koroks in these missions, just kind of sitting around. They give you some bonuses in the game, some upgrades that you can only get by getting Korok seeds. It's a fun little hunt, and for some people, it is a little frustrating because you only get the radar to find them like halfway through the game. I think that it's mission 8 when you go to Korok Forest that you get the radar to find the Koroks that tell you if you're missing them. So yeah, that's a bit of a game design misstep, but it's so fun to search for fun little Korok friends. And anyway, we're gonna hit Suga with a bomb in the face again. Teba is a little suboptimal in this area just because he likes to jump so high and we have low ceilings. We'll see that a little later as well when we do another indoor map, but he does so much damage that we suffer the camera anyway.
Yeah, that room is just beautiful with how you can just kind of pinwheel all of Taba's arrows right there. Just clean circle. It's like a laser beam, but it's a
Yep.
ton of little arrows.
Also, fun little fact that I'm sure not a lot of people casually playing this game caught on to, but every single room that has Suga in it, as you're searching for him, has big piles of bananas. Hey, buddy. What's up? Oh, there he goes.
Oh, you found his way around. Successful pathing.
I love that they just kind of slowly run out of the Citadel. But that is mission 10 completed. Halfway through the run, that is an additional 529 enemies. By my count, we're up to 4,579.
That is also what my count says. Passengers, do you know how to count? Because we might not. But, like, legitimately, please help.
we may not know. So you see that I've been getting a lot of materials here at the end of every single run. There is technically crafting systems in this game. For upgrading your characters, most of it is like you're upgrading your weapons that you get after every single mission. Okay, Blood Moon's not on the mission that we're going to next. We are all good. But for all these like little gray character emblems at the bottom, regular battle, thank you. Don't want to lose time to just running around as a camel. But each of those gray character symbols, you have little story missions that are just like text. You bring materials there, and you help out the people of Hyrule in some way, and it gives your characters a little boost. It's a fun little detail from this game.
Also of note is, if you haven't played the game casually, these Divine Beast missions that Pride is skipping over, they are auto-scrollers, so they're not quite as interesting in a speedrun context, but casually, they're gorgeous.
Oh, they're incredible.
You just walk around, you get to do what every Breath of the Wild player wanted to do, which is play as one of the Divine Beasts and pilot it around and just squish things. I'm glad we aren't adding in the kill counts from those, because each of those alone would add like 20,000 enemies minimum.
Yeah. The final Naboris? Yes. The final Von Naboris, the camel one. You are required to kill, I believe, 60,000 enemies. So
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Might have to start mortgaging the Breath of the Wild house too.
Yeah, we're gonna have them build it, and then we're gonna flip it. This is now the home network.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Welcome to HGTV.
HGTV. That. Thank you.
Yes.
I remember. So we're currently in hallways. Welcome to hallways. There is.
I'm glad you're showing off the hallway on our HGTV show spot.
Exactly. Like, you know, vaulted ceilings, traps in the walls, pre-made for you.
All ready to go.
All ready to go. Like, this place comes furnished. It's got this huge stairway. Perfect. Listed for only however many enemies I kill in this game.
Unbeatable price. Oh, we just add on $3 more there.
Yeah.
Reminder to everyone, all of our passengers at home, to please consider matching the generous donation of our runner. You might want to take it down to 1/10 of a cent per enemy.
1/10 of a cent is probably
Anything you can
smart.
give to an excellent cause, we are very grateful for. So consider it. Take a look at your budget. Make sure you don't have to mortgage your Breath of the Wild house. Because where else would you find the original Breath of the Wild hairstyle if not in your Breath of the Wild house in Tears of the Kingdom, if you already mortgaged off your Breath of the Wild house?
Exactly. We can't flood the market with Breath of the Wild houses, guys. I've got to pay this off somehow. Yet another moment of if you don't let these text boxes run while you're in a specific spot, you can lose a lot of time. I have spent about a minute just standing here waiting for this next enemy to spawn because I ran to that Gerudo who's stuck in jail and then ran back out again before it was like, you've discovered the spy. Fun times. It's always great to lose a run to just being dumb.
Can we also give a quick shout out to I just heard one of my favorite Québécois voice lines from Taba. Je me cherche.
Je me charge.
The voice actors in French Canadian really went all out with this, and they did a great job.
They did not hold back. Why am I killing enemies? I'm losing money. Sometimes I just idly kill enemies there just to pass the time. No, I mean, that's RNG manipulation for later in the run.
Yep.
There's definitely a reason to me doing everything that I do.
There is no downtime in this run. Not even
no
a single
downtime.
second.
Not a second. No downtime. Well, it's a 2 hour, 20 minute. There's a decent amount of downtime. I don't want to scare anybody away from this run. There's enough time to, take a water break. Speaking of, please stay hydrated.
Hydrate or dihydrate?
Yes, we do not have drink service on this flight, but I hope that you all brought your own water bottles or your own faucets in your own homes. It's a very large one.
I'm sorry, I put a faucet in my carry-on.
Don't worry about it. Everything plus the kitchen sink.
While we don't have drink service in flight, the flight attendants will be coming around with a water mains hookup for the sink that you brought with you in your carry-on, though we will ask you to stow that back in either the overhead compartment or the seat beneath the seat in front of you should we encounter turbulence. Thank you so much for flying Bear Force One. Thank you very much, passengers.
I can't see the chat because I have a calculator open right now, but I hope that everybody is hydrating and having fun. That is an additional 448. There we go.
Oh, we have broken 5,000 enemies.
We have broken 5,000 enemies, that is correct.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
It's a very underrated feature of modern airlines to be a fun community experience in addition to getting you from point A to point B. So thank you everyone for having a fun community experience with us.
I realized that I have another screen to look at. Yes, you can mortgage your Skyrim home as well. That is fine.
What about that? You can have home ownership in Starfield, somebody told me. Can you mortgage that one too?
Oh, all Bethesda games you can mortgage. Don't worry
Okay,
about it.
perfect.
Excellent. Speaking of downtime, we're going into When Courage Fails, the worst mission in this game. So remember how I said that the first two auto-scrollers in this game, not actually auto-scrollers, we can just like hurry it along by just moving along, killing enemies. This one we cannot. We do have to wait for Zelda, who is just so dang stinking tired from all of her praying in waist-deep cold water. Very smart Zelda. And unfortunately, they auto-equip Zelda with a unique loadout for this game, which is nothing. She has no weapon, so we have to wait for her and not let her speed along like in Mission 2 on her bicycle. She left it in the shop. It needs a tune-up, needs a little bit of ancient energy, a bit of monster extract on the axles.
I was told that she mortgaged the bicycle to pay the
oh, Zelda, you've got to get that back. I need that bicycle for the end of the run. Please.
We're working on it. We are getting in contact with ground control to get Zelda's bicycle back.
Oh, thank gosh.
Can we mortgage a dirt cove used to survive the first night in Minecraft? That's a good question.
Certainly try, my friend. You are very welcome to put that on the market. Whatever realtor agent that you get to try to sell that home, I hope they're very good at their job. I just blew myself up. I hope they're very good at their job.
Please don't blow yourself up inside the dirt cove. That might...
It might lower the property value.
Yeah.
Or raise it.
Now it is an avant-garde art piece.
Yes.
Dismantled Minecraft house.
The soot blackening and the large pit in the center really add a sense of je ne sais quoi.
Oh. Is that French Canadian?
That is that is certainly. I learned that from this game, of course.
Ah. Shoutouts also to, if you do choose to play this game casually in English, Impa's voice actor in English
So
goes
good.
so hard.
So good. If you guys wanted Paya from Breath of the Wild, but she's a ninja that's incredible and is a massive Naruto reference for no reason.
Oh,
please
she
play this
Naruto
game.
runs everywhere.
She Naruto runs. She makes shadow clones. She summons giant toads. She's incredible.
Love her, and she has like 4 voice lines that she says. It would get annoying if they weren't fantastic and so much fun. I will never tire of hearing, "Steel yourself! I am ready. It's time."
It's time. So good. So speaking of downtime, this is a nice tree. Check
This
it.
is the Home and Garden Network, after all. So
Yes.
welcome
Home
to
and
the
Garden.
gardening portion of the show.
Chat 1 to 10. This tree.
Thoughts on this tree?
Thoughts on this tree, chat?
I think the lightning bugs around it really add a lot to it.
They add a sense of je ne sais quoi, one might say.
Zelda, can you get out of the way of the tree? Trying to changing the camera angle on the tree.
Beautiful. Got
get
a
that
nice
right.
wide pan of the tree. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to blow it up to stop monster hordes from attacking us.
Well,
this-
now that tree is dead. So,
As is
this
that
is
one. Don't worry about it.
deforestation.
Listen, we are the driving market force behind deforestation. We have to survive, and that means that we have to drop trees on maybe Impa's head. We'll see. This one can drop on Impa's head, and it's pretty funny if it happens. We'll see if she gets here in time.
I'd also like to inform chat that there is a slight possibility in this run that when Link is leaving the tower to go on a mission, did we get it? Oh,
Didn't quite hit her.
darn it, didn't crush our friends. But when Link is leaving the tower to go on a mission, instead of a paraglider, sometimes he has a chicken.
Yes, if we get the chicken, I'm not going to donate more money. I'm doing too much. But if we get the chicken, the run is blessed. And the whole
run is
marathon is
very
blessed.
And I would love to see all of your thoughts on the chicken. Send in donations to a great cause and tell us your thoughts on the chicken, or your thoughts on Koroks or French Canadian. All of these are options that you could consider. Exclamation point, donate in the chat.
Exclamation point, donate in the chat. One of our lovely passengers had said, mortgage the chicken. We might have to.
We'll see if we get the chicken first.
Yes. One very cool detail about this mission that, again, this game is so well thought out and so detailed. Some of the crates in this mission, because it's torrential rainfall, have banana leaves wrapped around them, or like palm leaves. So good. So much detail in this game. Right now we are, again, doing a little bit of waiting. We have to let this electric moblin spawn. We have 4 enemies that we need to take out in both of these sectors here. Thankfully, we have 2 characters that can take care of 2 enemies each. See, speedrunning teaches you math. Definitely.
It also teaches us how to add enemy counts together.
It does do that. Very, very quickly, in fact. So now we have the end of the mission almost opened up. The first thing that we have to do is clear out Zelda's path here, because our lovely, lovely princess is enamored with violence, and if she sees any like enemy or baddie or anything, she'll just stand there and stare at them. Not try to leave. She'll just look. It's pretty neat. So we want her to not do that.
Respectfully.
I am looking respectfully. So we don't want her to do that, in fact. So we're gonna just clear out all of the enemies along this direction. And then we will be having to get rid of some rubble in a bit here. And then we'll be moving on to our super secret final boss of this mission. I wonder what it could be. Building the suspense. Can we mortgage the suspense?
Can we?
I mean, we can build it, so we can mortgage it, right?
We also have had questions about mortgaging the Master Sword. Do you need that for the rest of this run?
I don't think that. I mean, you know what? You don't lose things when you mortgage them, right? Like,
Yeah.
you can take out a mortgage on the Master Sword.
I'm really not super clear on how finances are supposed to work, so...
Listen, Link mortgages the Master Sword at the end of Breath of the Wild, and it's completely fine. He has it for the rest of Tatke. I saw it on all the promotional material.
Oh, okay, got it.
There's one... So, remember that thing that I said about Princess Zelda being enamored with violence? That. A couple of Lizalfos wandered into her path, and she just stood there for a while.
No.
This is a great mission. That's very good. Okay, the rest of this is clear. She should be moving.
Je m'en charge.
Hey, bye. So a neat thing, I mentioned earlier that this game uses a lot of out of sight, out of mind principles. So you can see at the bottom that Zelda's little icon is just hopping along. So since we're turned away, she's deloaded. So she just moves along at a constant pace. If we were to turn back, she would be like manually walking. Sometimes it's quicker, sometimes it's slower. For right now, I'm just gonna keep her deloaded because it's a little more consistent. Right now it doesn't super matter, so you can see now her icon at the bottom is moving much smoother.
Fascinating how Nintendo likes to do that in a lot of their titles, and that even though this isn't like a mainline first party 3D Zelda game, like that works in other Zelda games too. You'll probably see that in both the Skyward Sword run tomorrow and probably the Wind Waker one too.
By the way, if you want to see those, exclamation point schedule, come on back tomorrow, y'all. We got some fun in store. Pride, you wouldn't know anything about those runs, would you?
Oh, nothing. I wouldn't. I have heard that the Skyward Sword run is both run and going to be hosted by a couple of morons.
Yeah. You wouldn't know the person who's going to be on host mic for that, would you?
I've heard his name is TheKingsPride.
Oh, that's a weird name.
It's strange for sure. But you wouldn't happen to know the runner of that, would you?
Reading the schedule, I believe it's Pippy in the Tafat, which is
I think it's Pippy not Afat.
Oh, is that how you pronounce it?
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Who are these people?
I have no clue. I believe that we are up to 5,717 enemies. Yes, thank you very much. Our lovely passengers helping us keep track.
Also, if you have a moment, one of our passengers in chat did also raise a lovely point earlier that if you are considering mortgaging some video game houses to donate to a great cause, there are incentives open for the rest of the event, and our current incentive is for the next run that will be closing when this run is finished. When we reach our destination of the end of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, we will need to have decided what Zero Miss sprite will be used in our upcoming Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise showcase that's coming up right next. So you could get to pick between a silly bear or a serious bear, and I'm concerned that we're putting bears on planes, but I personally am leaning towards silly bear. I feel like silly bear is a safer traveling companion than serious bear.
Listen, serious bear, he's going to give you space. He's not going to take the armrest. He's serious about air travel.
What if he's also serious about doing the other things that bears do, like getting territorial and eating things?
Listen, when you invite a bear on a plane, there's probably an end to the sentence, right?
I was just gonna say you can stop right there, but when you invite a bear on a plane.
When you invite a bear on a plane, listen, we're on Bear Force 1. We don't discriminate.
Here on Bear Force 1, we love bears. If you would like to see a silly bear on our next flight, then please, ! Donate in the chat. If you would like to see a serious bear on our next flight, the ! Donate in the chat. Just remember to, when you make your donation, list what incentive you would like that money to go to in your donation message, so we will get right on that for you. It's always a pleasure serving you here on Bear Force 1. Thank you for flying with us.
So we are currently in Calamity Strikes. So in the story of the game, unfortunately, we were not able to stop the Calamity. It came anyway. We are a little more prepared, but messing with the timeline, turns out, introduces some new problems. And one of those is Harbinger Ganon, which is, here's where the time travel gets a little weird, so I'm going to try to explain it. So we have Terrico, the Eggy Boy, came back from the past. But a little bit of malice came with him and possessed him.
I thought he came from the future.
Sorry, he came from the future.
Oh, there we go.
We're working on it. He came from the future. He came back to the past. He possessed, the malice came back with him, possessed his body in the current time, and found the Yiga clan and is like, hey guys, I have a great idea. Crimes? And now they're that.
This makes about as much sense to me as any 3D Zelda plot, because I mean, definitely pay attention to the plots of 3D Zelda games.
We're not going to talk about how Zelda dies midway through Twilight Princess and then comes back at the end. It does, you know. Yeah. So we have Guardians here.
Okay, yeah.
So Guardians have now been introduced as a major enemy type. Thankfully, Guardians are also fairly easy to take out with the characters that we have at our disposal. Usually Teba hitting them with a bomb rune and then a couple of aerial attacks will take them out pretty quickly. Later we'll have a Link to also take some of them. And then whenever we revisit Akala Tower in later, we will have our dear friend Mipha, who kicks face. She just demolishes Guardians.
Mipha!
Very easily. Mipha!
They do shout each other's names quite often in the voice lines in this game, which is wildly entertaining, considering there are some extra characters that are unlockable. It's very interesting.
We will very much get to that one.
Yup. Be ready. We don't get to see all of them in this run, so if you would like to see the rest of them, you will have to play or speedrun this game yourself. But we will see some of them.
Yep. Right now, we are trying to get out of Hyrule Castle. We're trying to just skedaddle. It is being taken over by Malice. It's being flooded with Guardians because we got a lot of Guardians and gathered them all over the castle to work on them. That might have been a mistake in hindsight, but you know what they say about that. So this part of the mission, we have to be in this hallway to end the mission. If we are further down along this way, if we leave these doors and head towards the double doors down there, the end mission trigger doesn't happen. Ask me how I know that one as well.
I'm scared that you are leaving the hallway as you're saying why you shouldn't leave the hallway. Have you considered?
We already triggered the end of the mission.
Okay, good. Okay. All right.
No, there's a specific point that we could leave the hallway.
Give me a heart attack, why don't you?
But we have added 352 more enemies to our tally. We are up to $60 and $6,000 and 69.
$6,000?
$6,069.
$6,069.
6,069 cents. I'm not trying to go destitute right now. We're good.
So it'll be $60.69.
$60.69.
Nice, we can do math. We got this.
We've been going, this is about midway through the run. A little bit more than that. We've been going for a while here. All right, we don't have a Blood Moon on the mission we're going to. So now we go into the missions that could probably be best described as the desperate scramble missions. So at this point in the Breath of the Wild timeline, this is when you have that memory of they're coming down from the mountain and the Calamity begins, and all of the champions go to their divine beasts to try to fight off Calamity Ganon, and unfortunately they lose their lives. They're trapped inside of their divine beasts, and we lose them. So now we're trying desperately for that not to happen. Water and Fire, by the way, is the recommended mission to start with in the order of the missions. I highly recommend you all start with that one if you do a casual playthrough of this. It is... I cry every time that I play this mission in casual play. The story is so very good. We are introduced to one of my favorite characters, just in general and to play as. And it is all around probably the better one to start with. You are introduced to this one and Air and Lightning at the same time, so that you can try to retrieve your champions. But right now we are trying to get inside of Varuta and rescue Mipha. Unfortunately, it's surrounded by a Malice swamp, so we have to find Malice eyes, go and pop those. I don't like that.
Oh gosh.
Destroy those constructs of Malice. It's not going to be good anyway. So we're going to have to shoot a bunch of eyeballs and clear out the situation here.
That was certainly a French-Canadian sentence you just said, Riju. I have no idea what it was, but good job. Thank you for your thoughts.
Sometimes she just strings like 3 sentences together extremely quickly, and it's just syllables, man.
Sometimes they say full paragraphs, and I go, okay, I took French for 3 years, and I don't know what you're talking about. And then sometimes they just go, donne, and I'll go, okay, yes.
Donne.
I understood that one. Thank you. Madame Patricia.
Madame Patricia. I got that one.
Yep, there we got that one.
We have one of our lovely passengers is contributing to the French Canadian with bonjour fromage. Thank you. We appreciate your service.
If anybody speaks French or French Canadian, please teach us.
Please help.
You're not supposed to understand what's being said in a speedrun, right?
Probably not.
Okay, perfect.
Either way, we have now destroyed 2 Malice eyes. We are going to the 3rd one, and these are the first missions where we are not only introduced back to Lynels all the way from mission 3. Now they are elemental Lynels, so they have I pressed the wrong button there. We are fine. They now have elemental abilities that they're gonna try to hit us with. So we're gonna try to take this guy's weak point. There we go. This should, drop him to almost full health. As you can see, Riju's damage is starting to fall off here, so unfortunately, this is going to be the last full mission that we use her with. You'll see her a little bit next mission, but after that, we're going to have to say goodbye to Riju. So let's keep her in our hearts and thoughts as we move along on her last hurrah. Patricia!
I'll miss you, Riju.
Hi, Terrico.
Terrico. Eggy boy.
Look at Eggy boy.
Egg, my son. I wish that I had time to just let that cutscene play, but at this point, you might be wondering, hey, if this happens in the 100 years past of Breath of the Wild, why are we playing as Teba and Riju? And the answer is time travel. So Sidon has traveled back in time to save his big sister, what he could not do when he was but a baby in this time period. He finally got to help her. We have rescued Mipha. She is not dead.
Yay!
Don't get Mipha's grace, but it's a good trade-off.
I mean, in the game casually, when you're not level 100 with every character, you do sort of get Mipha's grace. All of her attacks have a healing radius, where if
Yes.
party members are within a radius of her attack, they do get healed, which is super helpful.
It's very helpful for first timers to the Muso genre.
Yeah, especially if, like me, you never pay attention to the fact that you can bring healing items places.
Yes, you can get apples in this game. The best part about the apples, you might see them drop here and there. They fill up a little pouch that you have on your L button. They heal you for a little bit, but if you drop them, or if you pick them up in like Death Mountain, or you hit them with a fire rod first, you get cooked apples and they heal you for double as much, which is a fun little detail that I wish
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you never notice until like, unless you play this game a lot. I wish in my casual playthrough that it was easier to like consistently make that happen.
If you have a moment, we do have a lovely word from one of our passengers.
Absolutely.
Here's $10 for you from Scala Kitty, who says, putting this towards Silly Bear, and a hint. If this wins, there will be extra jokes. Also, Pippy, please include whatever Silly Zelda creature noise you want to. Now, I'm bad at decision making, so, Pride, what Silly Zelda creature do you feel called to have in your flight attendant seat?
Can I get a QQ and then a long Q, please?
Yes, a classic. Okay, I didn't know we had Kikwis on board, but we do have Kikwis on board. And they are here to speak to you on mic and say, QQ! QQ!
Perfect, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Scala, for the kind donation to a great cause. And if you would like to see that silly bear, get those donations in, because it only has until the end of this run. And if you're looking further in the marathon, we do have other incentives as well that will be happening soon. If you're interested in more Zelda, as we mentioned, there will be 2 more Zelda runs tomorrow, and both of those need file names. You can decide what file name we're working with. You can pick for Skyward Sword with an 8-character limit, or Wind Waker with also an 8-character limit. So make your choices, and we'll have to live with them. I will say that for Skyward Sword, that the file name choice will be duplicated all over the screen for the majority of the run. So
you'll be getting your money's worth, is what we're saying.
Yes, you kind of get your money's worth 3 times over. And Zelda also kind of screams whatever you want while flying across the sky. So there's a lot of power with that. Please use it wisely, passengers.
So,
I beg of you.
We're moving into our next mission here. This is Air and Lightning, and now we have our nice big shift in the run where we are using our second set of characters more and more, and that includes our super secret special character, Calamity Ganon. You just get Calamity Ganon in this game. He is a secret unlockable character that you can do after beating the game. I'm sorry, I just saw a thing on my notes for next mission. Well, anyway, you get Calamity Ganon.
We're building suspense.
Yes. It relates to Calamity Ganon, but we'll get there. But he is extremely powerful, does tons of damage with each attack, but he is not very quick. So we don't use him in the beginning of the run because we mostly need movement speed. But near the end of the run, when enemies start getting tougher and tougher, and we need a bit more firepower to take them down, then we call in Calamity Ganon. And also, there's a secret third little benefit to him that is what I just saw in my notes that we will touch on later.
We also get the benefit that our passengers have been quick to point out, which is we get to call him Clammy Gammy.
Clammy Gammy? I've never called him that, but I will now. Clammy Gammy.
Also, I very much agree with the sentiment being expressed that Mortgage is in fact 8 characters and would
Mortgage
be
is 8 characters.
Excellent file name.
I know what I'm donating all this money to.
Come with us on a magical adventure through the skies of Hyrule, where we will mortgage all of Skyloft and the
All of
Crimson
Skyloft.
Loftwing in order to pay off that mean debt collector, Beetle.
In fact, I think we might just mortgage off the laws of physics.
That too.
The laws of space and time are going to be gone.
We kind of break a lot of things in that run. But we might be able to do some memory manipulation and find a way out of our debts. So that's something to look forward to.
We'll figure it out, but be sure to tune in for that.
And thank you so much, everybody who has given so far to our incredible cause. Cannot give enough gratitude for that, even if you don't feel the strong need to put silly words on the screen. You are doing your part just by being here, and hey, if you don't have it in your budget right now to donate, remember to tell a friend.
Yeah. And what is our overall total to in this run? I didn't check before we started.
Our total currently is $1,625.
That is incredible. That's
That's
really
a lot
cool.
of money. Thank you everyone so much.
All right, right now we are fighting Thunderblight Ganon. We are freeing Urbosa. Thunderblight is a massive pain if you let him get away from you. So right there, we just lock him down with a special attack. We take him out, and we just do some victory laps. Some victory coffee mugs here.
Are we having the coffee mug donut debate
They're the
and
same
debacle?
thing. Topologically
thinks-
speaking.
That a coffee mug is a donut.
Topologically speaking, they're the same thing. They have one hole in them.
Passengers, somebody please tell our captain that you cannot eat a coffee mug.
Donate if you think the coffee mugs are donuts. Donut if you think they are. Oh,
Donut if you think that coffee mugs are donates.
Donates.
Donate if you want a donut. Donut if you want to donate. What?
All of those things. So here's Calamity Ganon. So he just calls lightning from the sky and demolishes enemies. This is, oh, come on, my guy. I just told them how Hinoxes are chumps. Don't embarrass me like that. My dude, there we go.
Clammy Gammy, Clammy Gammy, Clammy Gammy, Clammy Gammy. You can't do this to us, okay? It
Oh
makes
my
it sound
God.
like he's my grandmother.
Clammy Gammy. If your Gammy is clammy, please get your Gammy to the doctor. Oh my goodness.
Thank you for flying the clammy skies.
So, unlike a lot of clammy skies, gross. Unlike a lot of characters in this game who are just not quite fast enough for us to justify using that much, Clammy Gammy here, just dashing is a very quick method of movement. It doesn't quite get him into our main characters for the beginning of the run, but at the end of the run, you can see he just covers a ton of distance every time because he's massive. He's just a big old character that the game wasn't exactly built for, but it's he's a secret character, it's fine. We're gonna go up to Windblight here. In the story, Windblight would survive this mission to harass us in the Divine Beast that would be coming right up. Thankfully, though, we're not doing Divine Beast, so we can pretend like he just dies, because Windblight sucks.
And Windblight now.
Boom. So he's gonna do his little teleport shenanigans away. Give us some nice color on the screen. I love this magenta and cyan. And there we go. Clammy Gammy victory. Look at that. Look at that majestic man. Look at that hair. He's got Super Saiyan hair. How can you not love this man?
He's very humanoid, and it's a little upsetting.
We'll touch on that in the next mission. So we have plus 631.
While you're doing some math, one of our fine passengers has a word for everyone. Thank you so much, Plucky Star, for the $5 donation. And Plucky Star would like to say, the Skyward Sword file name shall be Mortgage. We must mortgage all of Skyloft. Also, you can definitely eat a coffee mug if you try hard enough.
There we go. All of the correct opinions in that sentence.
It depends what the coffee mug is made of.
That sounds like quitter talk to me.
Is it like a bread bowl where it's like it gets kind of soggy, but it is still edible?
It can be whatever you want it to be, whatever makes you sleep at night. Anyway, we're moving into Relentless as a Waterfall.
My coffee mug is made out of melatonin? Huh. Today I learned.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're doing a speed run.
We're doing a speed run. We're having fun speed running here at Bear Force One. We have Relentless as a Waterfall, which these two missions that are right here have incredible names. We have Relentless as a Waterfall and Each Step Like Thunder, which, oh my gosh, incredible. But we now have Mifa in our character roster. She's going to be helping us along in this mission because if we didn't have her in our lineup here, she would be an NPC that would be moving along the map and healing some captains for us. And NPCs move really, really slowly. So we're just going to manually move her so we don't have to worry about it. We're going to try to hop past this Guardian. Let me through. Not quite. That Guardian will sometimes let you through, but more often than not, Calamity Ganon's just a little too wide for that. But we're gonna go clear out these outposts, aid our ally. Come on! There we go. Aid our allies. Sorry about that.
It is very amusing that the player character size in this game is very variable. You can play as one of the great fairies, as a additional bonus character in not the speed run. Their movement speed is abysmal. Awful. But they are so large that you cannot complete certain of like the extra bonus like Korok quest type of things because you can't get through doorways.
Yes, the Great Fairies are bad for a number of reasons. That is one of them. They just physically don't fit in places.
Yup, this game was not made with the large bonus characters in mind.
Not very, but we'll be taking advantage of that a little later in this. So we're going to capture these outposts. Hopefully by the time that Mifa leaves that outpost at the bottom there, little slow there, the guy spawned in an unoptimal position, but we can just take a second, walk back. So Mifa's going to heal this guy. This isn't the language that he makes the funny noise in, is it? No.
No.
I think that it's either in English or Spanish, but in one of those languages, he just sounds like Wario. He just goes, wow. And welcome to Mifa, who every single time that we do this jumping attack has to say something.
Mifa is the best character to play as casually, don't at me. She's just teleport. She's great.
Yes. So Mifa's R button ability in this game is that she can do this. She can set down a little teleport fountain, and then she just attacks enemies in the air. And if we don't get swatted out of the air, thank you, Silver Moblin, then you just hit them in the head and kill them. It's very quick. She is truly a casual gamer's dream. If you are new to Warriors, or like you haven't played one in a long time, give Mifa a shot because she will make your day much easier. She's a lot of people's favorite character for a very good reason. But we're gonna have this one guy is gonna clear out that massive boulder.
That guy's earning his paycheck.
He just needed a little pick-me-up, a little bit of healing water, and he's stronger than any other character.
That's the power of hydrating. Remember to hydrate, everyone.
Remember to hydrate.
While the fasten seat belts, I can speak. While the fasten seatbelt sign is unlit, please remember to take out your entire kitchen sink from underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead bin, wherever you cared to stow it, and get yourself a nice little drink. Thank you very much for flying with us here on Bear Force One.
It's a nice little set. So this Silver Moblin being a little rude to us. Normally we get stuck into an animation here where we are healing the captain that was in the last area that we just cleared. So there's a captain right there that we are healing. So she's gonna do the animation anyway in a second here. Right, come on, right there. It just locks us for a second so the Moblins can kind of do whatever they want to. Thankfully, Mipha's Bomb Rune is very strong, as you can see by the whole thing filling up with bombs, especially in these enclosed spaces. But we're going to tell her to go over here. We're going to swap to Calamity Ganon and tell him to go here so that he can block off this hallway for us. That is right. Calamity Ganon is so dang thick that he can just block hallways and keep enemies from moving through them. That's very good because we'll have a couple of silver moblins later who will try to waltz their way down that hallway and just cannot get past his sheer. The thing that I paused a little bit at seeing my notes on is it just says, explain how thick Calamity Ganon is with 2 C's. I wrote these notes a while ago. I did not remember that was in them.
Things that you need to keep track of when you're speedrunning a game. How thick your characters are.
How thick are your characters? This is an important metric.
It is.
So we're running.
Oh, sorry.
We're running just a little bit behind right here. We need to take this Guardian out so that he doesn't harangue us later. We are all good. Now we swap over to Mipha, who can open up this door. And we're going to tell Teba to not go all the way down to the bottom of the map, please. Thank you. We need him in position. This is, by the way, probably one of the hardest missions in the game. In a speedrun context, there's a lot of moving pieces, a lot going on that I need to remember. So forgive me if I miss an order or two in this big old cluster of things. But we have our Malice Guardians here. In casual play, Malice Guardians are actually kind of terrifying. They have tons of health. Their attacks deal tons of damage. And Mipha is just going to blitz this way right there. Again, when Mipha's around, we kind of don't have to worry about anything. That Malice Guardian, by the way, had about as much health as the Guardian from Mission 2, if you want any context on how tough that Guardian is. It is equivalent to a late game enemy. So if you played this game or you played the demo of this game and you just like sat there reflecting the Guardian beam from that guy for like an hour killing him, kudos to you. I did not have the patience to try that out. But now we take out these silver moblins. We are going to move into position to hopefully take out some guardians altogether. And I would like to point out that the creators of this game did not need to sculpt butt plates onto Calamity Ganon, but they decided to anyway. And honestly, kudos to you. This man got a whole bakery back
detail.
there. Attention to detail.
I've been informed by one of our passengers that instead of bringing a sink with them, they brought a skink. It's a little lizard. And
I don't think that you can drink out of the skink.
Yeah, assumedly you can't, but I will inform you passengers that an attendant will be around to help you with your skink momentarily. And by an attendant, I mean me, and by help you, I mean pet the skink. I need to pet the lizard. I will be at your seat in a moment to pet the lizard.
Passenger, if you could bring that skink up to the captain's cabin, we would like to investigate it.
Yeah, we need to make sure that it's being stowed properly.
Yes. And by stowed, we mean petted.
Yes. Pet the lizards.
Pet the lizards. Y'all have a lizard? Pet your lizard.
Thank you.
So right now, we have just taken out a bunch of enemies that were assaulting the Citadel. Nominally, we have to like protect the Citadel and like not let it fall, but any kind of timer that this game puts on us, we just blow through, so it never really matters in the speedrun. But we have a whole crowd of Malice Guardians coming our way, so we're gonna take them out with the good old American power of gun.
I'm sorry, I thought this was French-Canadian.
Yeah, the French-Canadian power of gun.
We become a Mountie.
So we fired the cannons, we took them out. Ganon is a little shy of heights. Come on, buddy. There he goes. He is a little too large for that ledge, and if you don't jump at just the right spot, he will just kind of sit there and jump in place for a while. Second try is actually very good to get him off of that, but we're going to line up here. We're going to take them all out with one attack, and that is Relentless as a Waterfall.
Do you have just a moment to check in with our passengers?
I have so much time.
Because we do have word from Yami Florence, who donated $20. Thank you so much for your generosity, Yami Florence, who says, I am donating specifically to say that donuts are not coffee mugs. Oh, and put this towards the file name of Skyward Sword. My name choice is Yim Yam. I love every part of that donation. Thank you so much. I am going to be sad if we cannot mortgage the game files for Skyward Sword tomorrow. But hey, that's a challenge, y'all. Other passengers, if you want to mortgage the game files tomorrow, I'm gonna need some donations towards that file name incentive. Thank you very much. Very excited for that. But thank you so much for having the correct opinion about coffee mugs and donuts.
Quitter talk. So we're
being
moving,
insulted by my captain.
we are moving right along. Unfortunately, that is the last that we will see of Mifa for a little while. Well, for the rest of the run.
Mifa, my love!
I may have splashed myself with a little bit of water when I got hydration, so we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to dry those glasses off right there.
See, the loading screens during this game double as hydration breaks and also built-in time to clean your glasses.
Clean your glasses. Folks, if you get water on your glasses from your hydration splashing you in the face, here's a little break. But we are moving directly into this mission. So first things first, we are going to have to take out, I believe, 4 enemies as Teba, three enemies as Teba. If we do this quick enough, then we can do another hurrying along of a cutscene. Again, we just need to beat a text box at the bottom. It's a little wiggly on this one. It's not super clear which text box does it, but as long as we get fast enough, then we can trigger a game event before we need to move along. Oui. Thank you for agreeing with me. All right, I think that's the text box that I needed to finish this by, but I'm not certain.
If you're interested in glitch hunting, may I recommend taking a look at Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity for the Nintendo Switch, as we're not quite sure how it works. We have some theories, we're really not clear on it.
We have no clue. The community is a little small, and I do not know the computer science that goes into this game. It is not as well documented as something like, say, Skyward Sword, a run that will be happening tomorrow.
Small just means cozy.
It is a cozy little community.
And you could be a part of that if you would like to. Check out Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Yes. I'm gonna stop doing my vehicular manslaughter bit here. I need to save a few pennies at least.
So we're not gonna drive donuts around enemies?
Listen. Zelda's very good at vehicular I'll do it on this. Yay! It's so satisfying. It's so satisfying. They just collapse into a pile of bones. It's so fun. I can't stop myself. But we are moving on. In the story of this mission, the Blight Ganons have been resummoned after we already deleted them by... Who's this guy? This guy in the bottom left. I've never seen him before. I've been told that he's the villain of the game, but I don't know. I've seen him like maybe once or twice in this run.
Can we hear Bike Zelda just absolutely annihilating all of these, by the way? Just
yes.
Easy.
Absolute domination. So the Blight Ganons have been summoned, and Zelda, in order to save Link, you'll see that this is at Hateno Fortress, which is in the flashbacks of Breath of the Wild, where Zelda does awaken her spiritual power to save Link, but unfortunately she's a little too late and he needs to be put into a 100-year sleep. In this timeline, she gets it together a little sooner. And by a little sooner, I mean like moments sooner. So Link is saved, Zelda is awakened to her spiritual power, and she goes on to get a lot more confidence. It's a wonderful little character arc that we have in the story of this game. But for now, we need to clear out these 4 outposts, nominally to activate a device which should stop all of the Guardians that are moving around. Every single one of these big red circles on the map, by the way, is a Guardian. So the idea with this game, or with this mission in casual play, is that you are fighting off all the Guardians that are assaulting the fortress to stop them from moving into Hateno Village and killing everybody there. Again, we don't really care about that timer that's put on us to keep the fortress from falling. Just not really a concern that we ever get to, because we're not here for multiple minutes.
I also would like to call attention to the fact that, so towards the beginning of the run, we had many times where a weak point attack was available but not used, because it was actually faster, even though it does a ton of damage, to just use regular attacks so you don't have to watch that cool fancy animation. Now that the enemies are stronger, we get to watch all those animations, which is why we got to watch Zelda rev her Master Cycle a bunch of times. It's so cool. This game's really pretty.
This game's really neat. Yes, we are going to be taking almost all of the opportunities to do weak point smashes on important enemies as we can now. Calamity Ganon, notably, is one of the characters that has multiple weak point smashes for different scenarios. A lot of them will have them for like flying enemies, like huge enemies, grounded enemies. Calamity Ganon can do one of 3 for any reason he chooses. Again, I have tried to manipulate it in many ways, and I just have not figured it out. I think that if you're going to kill them in one shot, then it will do the faster one, which is this, well, I'm not going to show it off right here. It is a like ground slam where he raises his fist and then pounds it into the ground. Sometimes he will just like uppercut the enemy, and then sometimes he will do an attack that it's very cool, like in concept. It does a like one of the attacks for each of the Blight Ganons, because they're like all fused into him. It's very neat. It's also extremely long. Like it lasts a very long time. But right now we have Thunderblight Ganon coming, so we have the only chance of seeing us using an Elemental Rod. It's a major mechanic in a casual playthrough, but in a speedrun context, they're a little slow to utilize. And there's just not a ton of incentive to use them, because for most enemies, it's faster to just hit them with attacks and then get them with a weak point smash normally. For Thunderblight Ganon right there, as I mentioned in a couple of missions ago, he can get away from you very easily. He is made of butter, I think. He's extremely slippery, so we just freeze him in place there because he is standing in a puddle. So we're going to clear out the Silver Moblin and wait for Windblight Ganon to spawn.
I thought Windblight Ganon was dead.
Well, I thought so too. Unfortunately, it turns out
lied to.
Listen, we got to build suspense somehow. He came back. Somehow Windblight Ganon came back. I pressed the wrong button again. So now we are going to lock him in place, and we're going to do the same thing that we did in Mission 2. We're going to use this 5th combo, which is overkill on most enemies, but for Windblight Ganon and the final boss of this mission, which is going to be another Malice Guardian, it is actually fairly necessary. It just kills them very quickly in one stasis freeze there. Normally, for any of you casual players out there, whenever you freeze an enemy with stasis, if you're not playing as, I believe, Link, then every single character has like a big long animation that they do. Like Riju will whirl Patricia around a lot. Teba fires a ton of arrows. It usually doesn't deal a whole lot of damage, but if you just dodge out of it, if you just cancel that animation, you can do any attack you want. And a lot of the attacks in this game do a lot more damage than that. Like Teba's big old 5th combo move right there. Oh, also, yeah, it's saying don't get close to the Guardians. We can just kill them without consequence. It really does not matter. The game straight up lies to you here.
They were not ready for New Game Plus when they wrote that dialogue line.
That is correct. Now we've got our report. A Malice Guardian has appeared, so we are going to point at him, freeze him, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. Notably, also, the attack here, if you mash too quickly, then you will lose attack frames, and if you mash too slowly, then you just won't get attacks in. So the optimal speed to mash that at is 400 beats per minute. So that is 400 times a minute. And the way that I keep that in my head is that I just think of a 200 beat per minute song and subdivide. So yes, in my head during this run, that is 370 added, by the way. I do have
any of our
Dragon Force
passengers
playing.
keeping track of that, because I forgot how to do math.
I believe that we're at 8,115 enemies defeated. Yes, our passengers are keeping track.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. I had a moment of panic there. I know that our flight is in good hands with Pride, but sometimes I forget how to do math, okay?
Listen, we're all speedrunners here in this
There's
call
a reason
right now.
I'm not the pilot.
Not yet. So now we are going into mission 18. This is the Great Plateau. This is the first mission since the middle of the run that we can use 4 characters. So this is our character loadout that we're going to be using for the rest of the run. These final missions. Chicken! We did it! We can mortgage the chicken! We did it, passengers. Welcome to Barefoot One, where miracles happen. We got a chicken.
We have a chicken on a plane!
I'm very happy about that.
Chicken!
If anybody has any chicken emotes, please drop them in chat at this moment.
This is the coolest moment of my day.
This is so good. The run has been blessed, truly. Oh, I see some there. Perfect.
This is the best thing that could have happened to a marathon run of this game.
This is so good. I get that, by the way, for reference, that is so extremely rare that it usually doesn't happen at all in my runs. It's maybe 1 out of every, if I had to venture a guess, 100 times that you jump off with Link, and you only have Link jumping off the tower 3 times in this run, or 3 times in this run. So it's not very frequent. So for that to happen in a marathon run is incredible. It's really good. Right,
It just, the chicken wanted to join us. Thank you to whoever put the chicken in your carry-on.
Yes, whoever had that chicken in their carry-on. TSA is not doing their job, but we salute you for it.
Thank you for booking an extra seat for your chicken and not forcing your chicken to sit on your lap.
Yes.
Because that chicken deserves every luxury. That chicken does not fly in economy.
That's true. That's a first-class chicken right there. We are also glad that you gave up the room that you needed for your kitchen sink. We're sorry. We know that that's a lot of room to give up, but we thank you anyway for being so great with this.
Link! Sorry, just needed to acknowledge French Canadian Zelda right there.
So good. Oh, the Yiga are on our side now, by the way. The reasons.
Plot.
Also,
hi, Tariko.
Hey, Eggy buddy. Also, she does say there, take this, or something. It's like, it is effectively the "it's dangerous to go alone, take this," which I very much love. Also, yeah, every single character in this game has a unique, like, pass-off dialogue to every other character. Like there, where Bike Zelda says, Link! But Calamity Ganon just goes...
Also, other characters passing off to Ganon is very funny.
It's very funny.
I love Ganon!
Ganon! It's especially great. I mentioned earlier that you have ways to upgrade your characters by like donating materials, and they're little like they give you little story paragraphs of like what happened. Like, oh, Link went to his training and he got a new attack for his two-handed stance or something like that. For the Calamity Ganon ones that you unlock at the end of the game, literally every single one of them is basically you feed it a piece of malice and it's like, or like a monster part, and the game's just like, I don't know if feeding this thing's such a good idea, man, but it's up to you. Anyway, we just styled on a silver Lionel there. No big deal.
Lionels are chumps!
Lionels are chumps! So now we are moving on into the second half of our mission here. We're going to order all of our characters to very specific spots. We're going to move over to Teba, who is going to be using a little bit of teleporting shenanigans here to get up to the Shrine of Resurrection, which thankfully we didn't need to use in the story of this game. Nobody is quite dead yet. I mean, it's story things.
Plot.
Spoilers. Plot.
We're speedrunners. We know how the game works.
I've definitely watched the cutscenes of this game in the last 2 years. Definitely
Terraco's adorable, and that's the plot. There was a chicken.
That's the entire plot. There was chicken. The chicken is the plot.
Yes.
So now we're going to be going over here. We have to clear out these two spots. We have a Malice Guardian. Again, you will see that Teba also does not have trouble with these guys either. And then we will have a Silver Moblin in the Temple of Time that we have to take out in order to move to the last phase of the mission, where we have to take out 4 enemies. We have all of our characters positioned to take them. And then we'll have a little fun little surprise at the end. Where is that? There he is.
I do like surprises.
You like surprises? Wow, that's so convenient. So we're gonna hit this guy with a lightning bolt.
I don't know how I feel about there being a surprise at the end of my airline flight, but in general, I do like surprises. So I'm hearing you out on this.
Listen, it's not quite the end. We have a little bit of turbulence on the way. It's a fun little surprise. It's like a roller coaster.
The fasten seatbelt sign has been turned on. Please return to your seats. We are expecting some mild turbulence.
Yes, you may also notice when I'm playing as Link that whenever I release this big old wave from the Master Sword, not there, we got punched. When I release this big old wave from the Master Sword, it does a huge chunk of damage. If you dash directly after doing that attack, the closer the better. It will just transfer, I believe, the hitbox of the attack to Link, and he just like does a ton of damage. Anyway, we don't actually have to kill all 4 enemies. We let the clan do our dirty work for us, and we're just free to do some more coffee mugs.
Donuts?
Weigh in the donos.
In the donuts? Look at Zelda's hair.
Look at it.
Look at it flutter majestically in the breeze from her motorcycle.
That is 508 extra enemies that we are adding to our tally, bringing us up to, I believe, 8,623.
That sounds correct.
Passengers, is that correct?
8,632 is what
32.
the passengers are saying.
We'll go with the passenger count.
I'm sure that. Oh no, 23. That the passengers have corrected. It was 23.
I did count correctly. Yay!
I'm so proud of you.
I saw a blood moon right next to the mission that we're going to, and almost panicked. We're good. It's all good.
Would you mind informing our passengers of what happens if a blood moon does coincide with the mission that we are about to go to?
So if a blood moon coincides with a mission that we're about to go to, the only backup strat is to do another mission to get rid of it. I already explained a little earlier, but for those of you who are not around for that, whenever we have a blood moon, it is a risk-reward mechanic. It randomly appears on missions, and it just makes enemies harder to kill, deal more damage, and slows the game down by a ton. In casual gameplay, it gives you more materials. It's a good way to farm. It puts a little spin on some old missions. It brings like the early game missions up to the level of about the mid game missions. But in a speedrun, it's extremely slow. So we just have to do another mission. The quickest is the one-hit trials. Unfortunately, if I'm bad at them, it means that I get hit and then I have to do it over again. So it adds roughly 2 minutes to it, including load times. So we're going to take out that silver moblin. Now we're going to give some orders. So in this mission, this is all Hyrule United. So we are going to be fighting alongside all of the champions and the divine beasts and all of the friends that we've made along the way, which is truly the real treasure of the speedrun. Most speedruns have treasure at the end, right? I've been told this.
Yeah, yeah. It's like pirate maps.
Yeah,
they're the same thing.
Speedruns are pirate maps.
Yeah.
So we will have some instances of the divine beasts giving us some air support and taking out some of the guardians before we have a chance to. You will see that the one that is right next to Zelda, that double red circle, just vanished. This one as well that I'm about to walk towards is going to blow up. We're going to do some shield surfing, which is fantastic. Link's heavy running attack is a shield surf. Perfect. Wait, come on, get blown up. Dang it. I spoke a little too soon. This guardian can be very annoying if he doesn't get taken out instantly. There we go. Not too bad. We're going to order Zelda to come to the center here. We're going to order Link to stay right there. And then we're going to move along the sides. So this mission also has a lot of juggling. We have 3 of our characters that we have to worry about. We don't actually use Bike Zelda very much in this mission at all, unfortunately, because she just kind of has to stay in the center there to activate an event later. But we use Calamity Ganon moving up the left half of the map, Teba moving up the right half, and then Link locking down the center of it for us. So it's again just like mission 3 all the way back when. It's a nice little dance of like orders and moving characters to where they need to be. It is fantastic. Just now, we're about to have a cutscene that says that there's a big old shield around Hyrule Castle. We start to have to kill some of these enemies to take it out. So here's the cutscene. Oh, there's a big old shield. What do we do about it? Well, we murder. I mean, if you didn't predict murder was the answer, you haven't been paying too terribly much attention to the rest of this run. But we have these taluses that we have to take out, as well as these elemental moblins.
When in doubt, just kill everything on screen. It'll increase the frame rate and probably do a favor for the fans on your Switch. If you kill some of the enemies. Also, it'll make our lovely runner put more money towards getting Happy Bear the medical coverage that she needs. So, win-win-win.
It's all a good cause.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, was not quite able to kill that talus before this cutscene hit, but sometimes you're able to, and you can save a bit of time.
Now, we've had a lot of in-flight PBs happen so far in the marathon, so I do have to ask, what is your PB in this category, Pride?
So my PB in this category is a little complicated. This is not a leaderboard category. This is a category that I made up myself. Again, it is a lot more marathon safe, a lot more interesting to watch because it cuts out all of the auto-scrollers in the game. Well, most of the auto-scrollers in the game. But it is not an official leaderboard category, and also my splits were somehow messed up whenever I ran this game. So my split on the Great Plateau was missing about 2.5 minutes. So roughly 2:18 is my PB. I would, if I had to estimate.
That's a lot of time save.
It is a lot of time save. So now we have Zelda who breaks the shield, so now we just have to fight all these enemies one more time. They keep popping back up, but we're going to take care of them. But again, about the category, there's something that the great speedrunner Ben Stevens said to us one time as I was chilling in a group at a GDQ, which he just like interrupted the whole thing. He said, "Hey, controversial opinion, speedrunning should be fun." And I very much agree with that. And so that led me to make this category, which, while it's not as quote unquote legitimate as the other categories because it's not on speedrun.com, it's been so much more fun to run. It's kind of brought my interest for this game back a bit. So if you are out there and like you have a game that's not on speedrun.com that you really love, or like you have a game but none of the categories really speak to you, make your own. Just speedrun, because it should be just about having fun and, you know, playing the games that you love and doing them fast.
Also, the only difference between a category being legitimate and on speedrun.com and not is, you know, group consensus. So,
Yeah.
hey, if you would like this category to be on speedrun.com, and I think this, like, I am all for the most fun categories being the ones that we encourage people to run, because if we have fun with them, then other people can too. So if you would like this category to be on speedrun.com, please, you know, run it. If we have another runner, we can put it on speedrun.com.
Exactly. I like how you think.
Play the game. Try it out. Reach out. There's resources. Pride made them.
Yes.
They're really cool.
This game has a free demo on the Nintendo eShop that is the first 2 missions. So if you like are just want to like try speedrunning those, it's very fun.
That could also be a category on speedrun.com. That never
might
thought
be a
about
category
it.
on speedrun.com. I haven't checked it.
I don't know.
Don't know, but yeah, you get a taste for the game. It's incredibly fun. I would just say, like, if you like action games, you like the look of anything that's been going on here, you like Zelda on a motorcycle, check it out.
I do like Zelda on a motorcycle.
Here is the greatest chump of all time, the Malice Lionel. So Malice Guardians, incredibly dangerous, so scary. Malice Hinoxes that we fought a couple of times, so dangerous, incredibly scary, of course. This guy, it's so easy to flurry rush. It's hardly even a challenge. He's not dead yet, so I might regret those words, but no, we're good. My boasting has paid off. He just, when you play this game enough times, this guy projects all of his attacks enough that it's very easy, and it does transfer over into Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It's so easy for me to flurry rush those now, and it's all thanks to this game.
This game does a really good job of kind of paying homage to Breath of the Wild, and since Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom share so much, Tears of the Kingdom as well now, that all of those flurry rush windows are the same. The maps have a lot of cute references that if you know where something fun was in Breath of the Wild, it's probably also got something fun in Age of Calamity. It might also have something fun in Tears of the Kingdom. They really reuse the map space in a lot of cool ways.
And you get to see a lot of undestroyed Hyrule, like in the first mission, the third. Oh, okay. That Blood Moon is right on the mission that we just completed. All right, didn't have a heart attack. We're all good.
Blood Moon Pog.
Blood Moon Pog. I forgot to eat my snacks. We'll have to load out of this mission. Oops. I forgot the biggest speed tech in this mission. Whoops,
Remember,
that wastes
everyone, we will be coming around with snackies.
We will be coming around with snackies.
Please remember to eat your snackies.
Snack service will begin now.
Yes, Pride will also be eating. Every flight has a compulsory snack break.
Yes. But as I was saying, in the first mission, the Battle of Hyrule Field, the third outpost that we took, if anybody cares to go back in the VOD or just try it out yourself on the free demo, is Lon Lon Ranch. And it looks like Lon Lon Ranch from Ocarina of Time. It's very cool. Like, it's incredibly neat.
That's so cute.
Anyway, we're going to go here and we're going to do the cooking mechanic, where you can cook all of these kinds of things. They add some kind of effect to your game. But right now we're just cooking to get 32% extra damage, which all that's going to do, we're going to have to fight all of the Blight Ganons again, and this is just a huge gauntlet of boss fights, and it's just going to make those a little bit more consistent and make sure that we can kill them with a single weak point smash instead of 2.
Gotta
Also-
save time wherever you can.
Yes. Also, thank you, Passenger, for pointing this out. We are up to 8,991 enemies killed in this run.
Thank you for doing math for us.
Thank you so much.
Now, as a reminder, as we approach our destination, you are flying on Bear Force 1. Thank you so much for flying with us today. And if you would like to help us in supporting our wonderful cause of helping our community member and friend, Happy Bear, be able to afford some medical expenses, all donations are very welcome and appreciated. Also, just keeping company with us is welcome and appreciated if that more helpfully fits into your budget. Thank you so much for flying with us today. If you would like to donate, that is !donate in the chat. And this flight will not be advertising some kind of like MasterCard or whatever for you at the end of the flight. We don't have that.
But please do mortgage your homes so that I can afford this donation I'm about to make.
Well, please mortgage your homes, and also please use, once again, !donate to write in your donation message that you would like the Skyward Sword file name incentive for tomorrow to be mortgage.
Yes.
That's 8 characters exactly. Mortgage. That's
Mortgage.
MORTGAGE. Thank you so much.
So back to our regularly scheduled flight. Thunderblight Ganon is being awful to us. Thankfully, he gave us a rune smash opening. Rune weak point gauges are not something that we really interface with in this game at all, but sometimes enemies will do an attack that flashes a rune above them, and if you use the corresponding rune, then it will deal massive damage to their weak point gauges. We usually don't want to do that because it's complete RNG when they will do it, but thankfully he was a little mean and then a little nicer to us. But we are charging right along here, taking out these fire blights. I ordered Calamity Ganon to go somewhere, didn't I? No, I did not. Oops. He was on his way anyway, which is great.
One of the really cool things about the routing for this game is that the characters will have distinct move speeds, as we mentioned earlier, for if they are completely an NPC versus if they are a player controlled character in your roster where you can give them commands like Pride has been doing and ordering them around the map, versus if they are the currently active character. You do move faster when you are in direct control. So there's a lot of interesting routing decisions that have gone into choosing what characters go in the roster and also which character to control at what time so that we can speed up some of those movement sections.
Yes, the routing of this game is actually surprisingly intricate. It may seem that I'm just like switching to random characters or whatever is convenient at the moment, but we do a lot to set up that convenient with our positioning and our movement and our character selection in the first place. Anyway, here's Harbinger Ganon. This guy sucks. So hopefully he's going to be kind to us. Okay, we're good. If he does a big old spinny attack there, then that lightning strike will not knock him out of it, and he'll just be spinning around the arena like a Beyblade for a while. And we don't want that. But thanks to our snackies, we can take him out in one move, and he's going to do a little jump here with no animation. Adorable. Hilarious. He just kind of zoop. He very much does the, I must go. My planet needs me.
Much like Bear Force 1. He was ready for takeoff.
Yes. Now we have this. Who are you? Who is this guy? Again, main villain of the game. He shows up literally twice in the game. He is always in cutscenes. He's a big like presence in the cutscenes too. But he's just kind of chilling.
We don't watch those because they're slow.
They're very slow. They're very good. There's a lot of good stuff to the cutscenes in this game. It sometimes feels like a movie. It's so good, but unfortunately would add several hours of gameplay to this speed run.
We are lucky that, unlike Tears of the Kingdom, all of the cutscenes are skippable.
Every single one. It's very good.
Tears
now
of the
we
Kingdom,
have...
what happened?
What happened, guys? Now we... What happened? Now we have, unfortunately, our last hurrah as Bike Zelda. One last little bit of vehicular manslaughter to go through. See, there's a little bit of Tears of the Kingdom. Come on, Zelda, please, please, please! I swear.
Zelda, make
there
a
we go.
turn.
Getting onto that stairway is hard.
Zelda has her learner's permit.
There's a little bit of Tears of the Kingdom DNA in it anyway. There are many crimes. So we go here, and unfortunately, we do have to fight the worst boss, which is our egg friend. He has been possessed. He has turned evil, so we have to stop him. This legitimately makes me cry every time I played it. This is one of the missions. Sad broken egg boy. This is one of the missions that I will just play every now and again and watch all the cutscenes because they're really good. Damn Terrico. Eggy boy. He gets possessed, and then at the end, we will see he is very vital in helping us against Calamity Ganon. Speaking of, we are moving on into the final part of the run. Time will be coming up in about a minute and a half here, I'd like to say. We're gonna fight Calamity Ganon. First, we will have this phase where he is invincible. Then we'll fight him again up in the throne room, and then we will fight him down in the sanctum. And whenever we drop down and we fight him in the sanctum, we will call time whenever there is a prompt on the screen that is X to seal instead of X for weak point smash. I'll call it out when we get there. But don't ever talk to me or my son ever again.
We do have baby Calamity Ganon as opposed to big Calamity Ganon.
Baby Clammy Gammy and big Clammy Gammy.
Don't talk to me or my Clammy Gammy ever again.
He's like 60% the size of him. It's really funny. They just like got this slider and went a little bit to him playable as a character. But now Calamity Ganon is undefeatable, but Terrico flings himself in the way and explodes himself in an explosion of holy light and sacrifices his life so that Hyrule may live. And now we can fight Clammy Gammy and take him out for good. And he is in a place that I've never seen him hang out before. That's very odd.
This is a fun camera angle we've got going on.
Again, a lot of the speedrun is fighting enemies and the camera angles. We're going to take him down to half health. We're going to drop down. Time will be coming up very shortly here. We're going to switch over to Link because he deals tons of damage in this phase. We're going to try to dodge that, and we're going to fail to dodge that. We're going to hit him. Calamity Ganon is very resistant to a lot of our attacks, so we're going to weak point smash him here. Hopefully that will bring his health low enough. Okay, so now we will just take his weak point gauge down. Time is coming up, and time. Whew.
Very nice, very nice.
There we go. That was that's not Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. That was Breath of the Wild, guys.
That was Breath of the Kingdom.
Breath of the Kingdom, Tears of the Wild. That was Age of Calamity. New game plus, any %, no divine beasts. We see Link cut Calamity Ganon in half here in his femboy outfit. So majestic.
Best outfit.
So good. My favorite part about this game is Zelda has so much agency. She deals the final blow to Ganon. She's not, like, it's not Link who does it, it's Zelda, and that's really nice. But we're gonna wrap up here after this cutscene ends. Calamity Ganon is going to explode into light as he tries to punch her and his fist disintegrates. This game's really good, everybody.
It's really cinematic. It feels so good.
While we are waiting for the final enemy tally, Pippy, where can they find you?
Oh God, if you want to find me, you can find me at places on the internet where I am, which are usually marked by Pippy in a top hat for some reason. But you can also find me back flying with y'all tomorrow for Skyward Sword, any %. That's right, it was me all along.
Oh my gosh, no way.
And where do they find you, oh Captain, my Captain?
You can find me also on the internet in places, but one very good place is at my Twitch channel, where I'll be streaming a little bit more in the near future at twitch.tv/TheKingsPride. You can also find me at twitch.tv/PippyInATopHat/subscribe.
Now wait a minute.
Don't worry about it. I will also be hosting for Skyward Sword tomorrow morning. It was me the whole time too. These fantasy mystery strangers. Anyway, our final tally, adding 107 enemies to the end, puts us at a nice round 9,000 enemies or 9,098 enemies. Oh boy.
That's a lot of enemies right there. We did a lot of carnage today.
Thank you so much, passengers. I will be donating $90.98 towards Happy Bear and helping her relieve her medical debt. Again, it's a great cause. If y'all want to jump in on this with me, $9.10 will do it. If you want to round it out to a even 10, who knows? Might be pretty cool. But
also, reminder, if you are matching that donation, to please pick one of our upcoming incentives. This is your last chance to decide between Silly and Serious Bear. That incentive will be closing momentarily as we prepare for our next flight. And you could also go pick the file name that me and Pride will be staring at for the entirety of tomorrow morning.
It better be Mortgage.
yes, we also have Wind Waker.
Wind Waker.
Well, so
8-character file name for Wind Waker. That one is wide open at the moment for whatever you wish. Get creative. I'm sure it will be a delight.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. That we have landed now on the other end.
Yes.
It's been so much fun being your captain, and I'll see you all later.